Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Glasser. He throws over to first in time. Oh, wow, what a play.
As a lefty will line one into center field. That one's going to drop. Coming in to score as Fabic. The Copperheads will have their first run of the season.
Swung on, line drive deep out into center field. That's going to get down in for an extra base hit and maybe more. Sebastian Fabic rounding second base. He's headed for third, and he's heading home. Chris Gambert standing on second base with a stand-up RBI double.
Fabic, and he drives that one a long way out into left field, ranging over, and it is off the wall. Both runners had to wait to see. Gambert is being sent to score. He will come in. Avery pulls into third. Fabic into second with an RBI double.
Copperheads Baseball is presented by Ohio Health and by Ambassador Laundry, Athens Chambers of Commerce, Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau, The Cat's Eye, Classic Brands, Donato's Pizza, Dan Inman Electric, Echoing Hills, Edward Jones, Fall Green Moretime, Holiday Inn Express, Jackie O's, Kona Ice, Rocky Brands, Stephanie Wood and Ohio Realty, Shauna Stump, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh, Union Street Diner, Ohio University Credit Union, and Wendy's.
Live from Bob Wren Stadium here on the campus of Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. It's the Southern Ohio Copperheads welcoming in the Richmond Jazz. Hello and welcome into the broadcast, everyone. I'm Connor Mills alongside Joey Medore. The Copperheads and the Richmond Jazz, well, their win-loss, 1 win, 3 losses. Richmond Jazz lost all 3 to the Xenia Scouts, picking up their first win of the season yesterday against the Copperheads, who are still in search for their first win at home this season. Game number 2 at Bob Wren Stadium, as it'll be Thomas Zizero for the Copperheads on the mound and Seth Pritchett for the Richmond Jazz. And Joey, for these two teams, pitching is really going to have to step it up if they want to have a chance moving forward into the regular season.
That's right. The Jazz have put up almost double digits in every run they've played so far this year, but they have a 1-3 record. Only picked up their first win yesterday against the Copperheads when they beat them 12-6. But they're definitely going to need someone to step up in that rotation for them, as the Copperheads giving up 12 runs, as they were pretty strong in the first series against the Settlers. But Sam Worsing didn't get off to the best start yesterday. He only pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, and then Nick Kaiser came in late and had a rough 8th inning that blew the game open. But definitely going to need some better pitching in this series.
And not all the blame could be put on Nick Kaiser, who was just out there to do a job. He had 2 fantastic innings, not allowing a run in the 6th or 7th inning. But then in the 8th, everything just kind of fell apart. Kaiser went 2 1/3, allowed 6 hits, 7 runs. All of them were earned, a walk and a strikeout. But maybe left in there a little bit too long. As we talked to Coach Dunphy at the end of the game, you know, Kaiser was one of those arms that they could rely on, and he just didn't have it in that 8th inning. Was there for a little bit too long. First pitch was presented by Edward Jones. Corey Sheets throwing out the ball, and game time temperature right now, 74 degrees, partly cloudy. We'll be right back after the national anthem as you're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic Brands, Budweiser, and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the Tap Room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit and fashionable women, footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
The national anthem has been sung by a snake wrangler himself, Caleb Wilson. As now it's time for little Copperheads baseball. Joey, the starting lineups.
Yep, starting lineup for the Richmond Jazz. Not too many changes from yesterday's lineup. Still leading off, playing second base, Noah Suarez. In center field, batting second, Jacob Burlingame. And batting third, playing left field, Ryan Wickman. Hitting cleanup, DHing Brody Mariotti. Hitting fifth, playing first base, Mike Steffen. Hitting sixth, playing right field, Caleb Meeks. Hitting seventh, playing shortstop, Zach Giros behind the plate. And batting eighth, Austin Hatfield. And rounding out the order, batting ninth, playing third base, is Jace Felker. Now the starting lineup for the Copperheads, batting leadoff once again for the Copperheads. Second baseman Phil Glasser, batting second Jared Hurd, playing left field, batting third in right field Sebastian Fabic. Batting cleanup, playing third base, Ben Rushing. Batting fifth and DHing, Chris Gambert. Batting sixth, playing center field, Lucas Nasanti. Batting seventh, playing first base, Zach Iverson. And batting eighth, behind the plate, Scott Combs. And a new addition to the Copperheads will round out the order, playing shortstop, Daniel Cruz out of Marshall University. As I'll throw it back over to you, Connor, for the first pitch.
Now, first pitch nearing as it is a new face in the lineup for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, Daniel Cruz. And like you said, what we know, Marshall University is an infielder playing shortstop today. Copperheads are community-owned, student-operated, and are ready to go here as it's time for some Copperheads baseball. Leading things off for the Richmond Jazz, number 21, Noah Suarez. Suarez in yesterday's game, as first pitch is swung on, bouncing ball over towards short. Cruz had it, throws it over to first in time for the first outs. So 1 pitch and 1 out for the pitcher, Thomas Cesaro. And already seeing some action out at short is Daniel Cruz.
Yep, didn't take too long, did it? First pitch of the ball game. Gets a ball hit at him right after we're talking about him in the pregame. But nice smooth transfer.
Suarez did go 3 for 5 in yesterday's game, had 2 RBIs. As now Jake Burlingham stands in. First pitch from Cesaro into Burlingham, misses low and away for ball 1. And yesterday's game for Burlingham, well, he also picked up 3 hits. He has 2 runs scored yesterday, struck out once, but on the season batting .417 as 1-0 was swung on and missed from Cesaro. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Cesaro pitching from the stretch as the 1-1 swung on and ground ball over towards second base. Glasser has it. Nice easy throw to first. 2 up, 2 down for Thomas Cesaro. And now there are 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Richmond Jazz from Valparaiso University.
For Cesaro out of Cottontown, Tennessee and Lee University, 6 foot, right-handed pitcher, also infielder. Appeared in 1 game for the Copperheads so far in relief. Did not allow a run as the first pitch into Ryan Wickman is in for a called strike. Cesaro did allow 1 run, but it was unearned. As Cesaro's 0-1 offering, off-speed pitch hits the zone quickly ahead on Ryan Wickman. No balls and 2 strikes. So Cesaro from the stretch he deals. Outside just a bit for ball 1. Cesaro has 2 strikeouts on the season. Did allow that 1 run. It was unearned. As a 1-2 swung on, lifted out into left field. Ranging under it is Hurd. Jared Hurd still circling under it. Makes a 1-hand catch. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Thomas Cesaro here in the top of the first inning as Copperheads come to the plate in the bottom of the first for the first time today. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network presented by Ohio Health.
Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics.
Row is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Schneider, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood bringing home the results and going the extra distance. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you...
I'm Sebastian Fabic from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Sebastian Fabic due up here in the bottom of the first inning, as it will be Phil Glasser, Jared Hurd, and Sebastian Fabic. Copperheads in search of their first home win of the season, dropping the first one 12-6 yesterday to the Richmond Jazz. In a ball game that was close until the 8th. As the first pitch in from Seth Pritchett misses outside for ball 1. Well, for Philip Glasser, 3 for 11 on the season, batting .273. As the 1-0 is swung on and found straight down. Let's Go Ched's chant that we heard late in the game has returned here. Didn't take 9 innings to hear it this time, but Encouraging to hear it so far this early. As the pitch misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Seth Pritchett on the mound pitching to Phil Glasser. As a ground ball over towards second base, Suarez was playing over there in the hole. Makes the easy throw for the first out here in the bottom of the first. So Glasser's retired. Jared Hurd will step in. Seth Pritchett so far in his GLSCL season doesn't have a win or a loss. A 4.2 ERA in 3 1/3 innings pitched. He did start a game on June 4th, so this would be his second start of the season as the first pitch into Hurd is swung on and missed for strike 1. Pritchett holding batters to a .231 batting average, a whip of 1.20. And for those of you who don't know what whip is, well, I had to research it myself. And it is walks plus hits per innings pitched. So about a little bit more than 1 per inning for Seth Pritchett as a 1-1 is delivered. Hits the low outside portion of the zone for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first with no score between the Richmond Jazz and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. 1-2. Bouncing ball in the dirt. Check down to the field umpire Daniel Beasley, says no.
Tough pitch to lay off there with 2 strikes. Little off-speed pitch in the dirt. Hurd is just able to keep the hands back, though.
As a 2-2 swung on, this one's lifted out high into right field. Towering fly ball. Doesn't have the distance to go out, and ranging towards the found line was Meeks, the right fielder, to make the 2-hand grab, moving from fair into foul territory for the second out.
Stepping to the plate for your Copperheads.
Yeah, Hurd just got a little bit underneath that ball. It gave plenty of time for the right fielder to come onto the foul line and make the catch.
Well, the hottest hitter in the lineup for the Southern Ohio Copperheads is Sebastian Fabic. He's 6 for 13 so far in the early season, batting .462. On base at .611 as the first pitch from Pritchett bounces in the turf for ball 1. Fabic 5 runs, 2 RBIs. Has the majority of doubles for the Copperheads. He has 2. As the 1-0 is being delivered, little low, 2 balls and no strikes.
See why Fabic has such a high batting average, seeing the ball very well. Very patient approach at the plate, taking those first 2 pitches for balls.
From the windup, Pritchett's ready and deals. Fastball inside for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now with 2 away. And for Fabic, has walked 5 times and only struck out twice as he watches fastball hit the inside portion of the zone again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as he nods his head to home plate umpire Andrew Bowden. 2-2 offering from Pritchett. Swung on, slow roller over towards third, into the hole. Shortstop now gets it to Rose. The throw not in time. And it'll be an infield single credited to Sebastian Fabic.
Now batting for the Copperheads.
So Fabic just throwing his bat at it, putting the ball in play, and good things have happened for him so far this season.
Yeah, slow roller there in between third and short. Had to pick it up deep in the hole and make a running throw, and Fabic's just too fast down the baseline to get him on a slow ground ball like that.
First hit of the game for either side as Ben Rushing, the third baseman, stands in from the right side. Pitching from the stretch for the first time is Seth Pritchett as he deals outside for ball 1. Ben Rushing had 2 RBIs in yesterday's game, is 3 for 13 on the season with a .231 batting average. A .375 on-base percentage. Pritchett's pitch. It's the outside part of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. So for Ben Rushing, grounded out into a double play yesterday and has been hit by a pitch. A business major at UCF, University of Central Florida. As the 1-1 from Pritchett is a bit high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike now. For Pritchett, has 3 strikeouts on the season. None here today. Has walked 1, allowed 2 runs. Both were earned. His line drive out into right field, but right at the circling Meeks for the 3rd out of the inning. Copperheads get 1 hit in the bottom of the 1st inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base as we head to the top of the 2nd. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato's your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-592-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Top of the 2nd inning between the Southern Ohio Copperheads and the Richmond Jazz. No score after 1. As a nice little contest is going on down the 3rd base line. 2 young fans putting on way oversized Copperheads gear right there. Hopefully they get to keep it. Have a little chance to grow into those clothes. As we're about ready for the top of the 2nd inning. Brody Mariotti, Mike Steffen, and Caleb Meeks all due up in the top of the 2nd. As the first pitch from Cesaro hits the zone for a strike. 0-1. Brody Mariotti hit one over the Ohio Health sign out in left field as he chops this one over towards 3rd. Diving play, Ben Rushing. He gets up and throws in time. Diving play for Ben Rushing. Cuts it off in the hole. And that's an exciting first out here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, nice play there from Ben Rushing. Full extension. Stopped that ball in between the hole. Comes up to his feet. Makes a strong throw over to Iverson at first. And retiring Mariotti for the first out of the inning.
Nice play from Ben Rushing. As the defense has been there for the Copperheads as a chopping, bouncing ball over towards the first base side. Rolling foul. 0-1 the count to Mike Steffen. Copperheads got 1 hit in the bottom of the 1st inning. Couldn't get anybody to score as Cesaro's curveball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. There's 1-1 offering. This one stays fair. Charging into second baseman Glasser. The glove flip in time. You know, we praise this defense, and it deserves all the praise it can get. Glasser's made 2 unbelievable plays. Yesterday, he makes a nice, solid play there. Ben Rushing's doing all he can at 3rd. It's just been solid defensively all around the diamond.
That's right, Glasser, your Dan Iman player of the game yesterday, mainly for his contribution on defense. Made a couple running throws in the ball game yesterday.
As the first pitch into Caleb Meeks is in for a called strike.
But Copperhead's defense has come to play early here in these first 2 innings.
And you didn't know how the Copperheads were going to respond after the fastball hits the outside portion of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Defensive alignment for the Copperheads. Hurd is out in left, Nasanti in center, Fabic in right. Rushing, Cruz, Glasser, and Iverson. The infield from third all the way around to first. On the mound is Azara, and behind the plate is Scott Combs. As that pitch hits the zone, strike 3 called. Another 1-2-3 inning from Thomas Zazzaro, as he's through 2. Copperheads coming to the plate in the bottom of the second. You're listening to Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. No score yet.
Show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Ball Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.ballgreenmortine.com.
You will be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with the free complimentary breakfast, high-definition television in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi. In addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens, live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
My name is Chris Gambit from Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to all my Bellarmine Knights. You're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
The designated hitter, number 25, Chris Gambit.
Chris Gambit leading things off here in the bottom of the second. No score between the Richmond Jazz and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. As a pitch from Seth Pritchett misses lone inside to Gambit. And Gambit, we were watching him in batting practice today. The ball just seems to fly off his bat. 1-0 offering is swung and a missed from Gambit. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody out. Thomas Cesaro through 2 innings of pitching. Well, he hasn't allowed anything yet. Couple of 1-2-3 innings from the Lee University product as 1-1 is swung on and missed at the high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Gambit in yesterday's game had 2 hits. He was 2 for 5 and knocked in 2 RBIs. Brings his batting average up to 250 as a breaking ball misses low in the dirt. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two swung on, ground ball over towards short. Jaros has it. The throw is a little bit low, but picked and just in time to get Chris Gambit running. So Steffen was able to bail out the shortstop Jaros. It was a little bit weak on the throw there.
Yep, but a very nice dig out there from Steffen. Second time now, Jaros has made a throw that's bounced in the dirt. They were blocked by Steffen both times so far.
With that comes Lucas Nasanti, the center fielder in today's game, as a first pitch from Pritchett misses. Defensive alignment for the Richmond Jazz. Wickman's out in right, Burlingham in center. Meeks out in right. Felker at third. Jaros is at short. As a pitch from Pritchett hits his own, 1 ball and 1 strike. Suarez at second base. Steffen at first. Pritchett on the mound, and behind the plate is Austin Hatfield, as a 1-1 is being delivered just a bit low. So 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Swung on, bouncing ball over towards short. Nasanti charging at first. The throw brings the first baseman off the bag this time. And now it will be an error charged to Jaros. So Lucas Nasanti busting down the line. Jaros has had a little bit of arm trouble early here on those 2 ground balls.
Yep, as he bounced the last throw in the dirt, and this one pulls Steffen off the bag. As tough start for the shortstop in this one. Let's see if the Copperheads can do something with this runner on with less than 2 outs.
Not sure what that play will be ruled, and now it's up on the board as an error. So it is correct with Giroux being charged with the first error in today's game. A swing, line drive out into right field. That's Zach Iverson. Iverson rounding first. He's heading for second. Going from first to third is Lucas Nasanti. And the Copperheads have runners on second and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Nice piece of hitting from Zach Iverson.
Yep, Iverson, that ball on the inside part of the plate. He got his hands inside there, roped it down the right field line, and it was thinking 2 all the way out of the left-handed batter's box. Now a real good run-scoring position here for Scott Combs.
And Scott Combs back here playing for the first time at Bob Wren Stadium since last year, where he won the 2018 GLSCL title and helped win it for the first time in Southern Ohio Copperheads history. As the first pitch from Pritchett is swung on and fouled off the leg of Scott Combs, it rolls short of the pitching mound as Seth Pritchett and catcher Austin Hatfield meet up. So the count goes to no balls and 1 strike. For Scott Combs so far in the early season, only has 7 plate appearances. He's 2 for 7 with a .286 batting average, .375 on-base percentage out of Northville, Michigan and Michigan State. As Pritchett is ready with the 0-1, misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Richmond Jazz have the corners in. And short and second, up the middle are back. Interesting defensive alignment here with runners on second and third as a breaking ball bends over the ducking head of Scott Combs. Bends down and the curveball goes over his helmet. Brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1 into Scott Combs. As he swings, lines this one out into left field, but this one is well foul. Had the distance, just could not keep it fair.
Had the distance is right. He jumped on that breaking ball there from Pritchett, but just got him out just enough in front. But as you said, if that ball was fair, would have been 3 runs for the Copperheads.
Scott Combs did not have a home run at Michigan State this season. Only had 1 extra base hit, and it was a double as a 2-2 swung on. This one's lifted out towards the right side. A swing that was just a bit late now as he's adjusting to Seth Pritchett's pitches. Runners on second and third. No score between the Copperheads and the Jazz. 2-2 count into Scott Combs from Seth Pritchett. The 2-2 swung on, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Giroux has it. The throw to first in time gets an out, but the Copperheads will trade the out for the first run in today's game. An RBI ground out for Scott Combs gets the Copperheads on the board.
Up, that's Scott Combs just doing a job there. 2 strikes on him. In that situation, it's time to choke and poke and get an RBI, and that's what he does, and the Copperheads will take an early lead in this game.
And now Daniel Cruz donning the Copperheads colors for the first time in his career. Copperheads with the white pants, a black or a green stripe down the side. The orange jerseys in contrast to the lime green jerseys of the Richmond Jazz as the first pitch hits the zone for a called strike. 0-1. Copperheads have a runner on third base 90 feet away from scoring. So we're here in the bottom of the second with the Copperheads up 1-0. Daniel Cruz fouls it back and the catcher hobbles a little bit. Hatfield is standing now, seems to be okay as home plate umpire Andrew Bowden will walk out to the mound and give him a little bit of time. So Daniel Cruz is 0 for 2. Well, no balls and 2 strikes is the count in the first plate appearance for Daniel Cruz on the season. Cruz out of Marshall University. As the 0-2 is delivered, this one outside for ball 1. Cruz's parents are in attendance in today's game along the third base side as close to the dugout as possible. As a 1-2 from Pritchett, breaking ball hits his own, strike 3 called, and the side's retired. But not before the Copperheads score 1 on an RBI groundout from Scott Combs. It's the Copperheads 1, the Jazz 0, as we will return right here on the Copperheads Media Network presented by Ohio Health. Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com. Instagram or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room in Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side. Locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors. And be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top of the third inning. Copperheads 1, Richmond Jazz nothing, thanks to a Scott Combs ground-out RBI that brought home Lucas Nasanti, who reached base on an error in the bottom half of the second. Here in the top of the third, Zach Jarosz, as a pitch from Thomas Cesaro misses for ball one. It'll be Zach Jarosz, followed by Austin Hatfield and Jace Felker, as this one's a line drive over and into the glove of a hopping Phil Glasser. Man, he has been fun to watch today. Phil Glasser, a less exciting little glove flip to get the ball over to first for a routine ground out, and now just jumps and makes a play. What can't this guy do?
Well, in his interview last night, he said defense is a big part of his game, and defense wins games and championships. So,
well, we'll see. Copperheads right now at 1-3, but still a long season left as they look to get their first home win of the day. Line drive out into left field off of the swinging bat of Austin Hatfield, and that one goes foul. For Hatfield on the season, 3 for 7, good for a .429 batting average. Scored 2 runs, 3 RBIs, has a double and a home run. As he swings, line drive over towards, takes one hop towards shorts. Cruz has it, throws on mark for the second out of the inning. So Daniel Cruz has been worked a little bit here as well, as the Copperheads have been solid defensively so far, and in yesterday's game, no errors for the Copperheads.
Cesaro pitching the contact right now, only recording 1 strikeout so far looking back in the second inning, but most of it's just them putting the ball in play and the Copperheads defense making plays for them.
Well, with that brings up Jace Felker. Felker from Princeton, Kentucky, and Rend Lake College. As the first pitch from Cesaro into Felker misses for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Thomas Cesaro trying to get his 3rd straight, 1-2-3. As that one is right down the pipe for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 away. Cesaro pitching from the stretch. Combs in a deep squat, line drive out into center field, moving over is DeSanti, and he can't get it. And it'll be fielded on a hop by the left fielder, Jared Hurd.
Now batting for the Jazz.
So it could have been building up to a special night, as he had 2 outs here in the top of the third inning.
Are you really about to mention a perfect game in the third inning?
No,
of a baseball
but
game?
he had the 1-2-3. It could have been. What could have been? It has to start somewhere, doesn't it?
You're right. You're right. I almost got through the order there.
Almost got through the order perfectly, but Thomas Cesaro did not, giving up a base hit to Jace Felker, who was a first base runner in the game for the Richmond Jazz. Counts at no balls and 1 strike with 2 away to Noah Suarez, who grounded out to short his first time up. Suarez again coming into the day batting .429 from Newton Falls, Ohio, and Salem International. 5'10", righty batter as he takes a pitch in from Zazaro inside, evens up the count of 1. Jace Felker's on first. Zazaro pitching to Suarez as the pitch misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two on the count, 2 outs. Copperheads 1, Richmond Jazz nothing. As the 2-1 breaking ball hits the zone. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the top of the 3rd. Outfield playing straight away. Infield playing back. The 2-2 is bounced in the dirt. Scott Combs will throw from his knees. The throw almost trying to get the stealing Jace Felker as a ball bounced away from the shortstop Cruz. So the ball just one hopped the shortstop Daniel Cruz on what have been an otherwise perfect throw from the knees of Scott Combs.
Yeah, you're right. Beautiful throw from the knees as Combs came up. Actually didn't even come up, just fired it right from his crouch. Nice throw, but it gets away from Cruz.
It seemed as if it was effortless. Full count now with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner in scoring position for the Richmond Jazz for the first time today, as Jace Felker steals second base. Zazaro, long hold, now he deals, swung on. This one is popped out into right field, taking a couple steps in. Spavak makes one-hand grab to retire the side. So Thomas Zazaro gives up 1 hit, but nothing more. No runs, no errors. 1 left on base as the Copperheads hold on to a 1-0 lead over the Richmond Jazz heading into the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Brands is much more than you think. Rocky Brands is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brands designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brands story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial service needs. See us celebrating 14 years of service to the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Ben Rushing. I'm from the University of Central Florida, and you're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
Phil Glasser, Jared Hurd, Sebastian Fabik all due up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3 straight zeros given up by Thomas Zazaro. His first pitch swing was Phil Glasser and fouls it off towards the right side. Jazz held off the board for 3 straight innings. Glasser grounded out to short his last time up as he pokes this one the other way. Charging in is the 3rd baseman Felker, who makes a throw on the run for the first out. So first out recorded. Glasser 0 for 2 on the day, and now Jared Hurd will stand in. Hurd is batting .077 so far in the young season. A lot of time to continue to improve. Defense has been splendid, but the bat has not been awakened yet. Well, Jared Hurd flew out to right field as he swings to this offering from Seth Pritchett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and no strikes with The scoreboard is just catching up. 2-1 the count now. As Jared Hurd swings and fouls one back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hurd from Newcastle, Indiana, and Indiana University of Kokomo has a 2-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. The second strikeout on the day for Seth Pritchett.
Yeah, Pritchett got her to go down below the zone to try to hit that pitch. Nice 2-strike pitch there from Pritchett, low in the zone, and Hurd can't get a piece of it.
Only the 4th strikeout so far for Jared Hurd. Now Sebastian Fabic, who had an infield single his last time up, which continued and furthered the first inning. As first pitch swing, now Sebastian Fabic, he drives it deep opposite way down into right field, making it all the way back to the wall at 1 hops of fence. Sebastian Fabic rounding second. He's heading for third. The ball's in the infield. The throw in time. Oh boy, we might need to go to video review here, which is not possible in the GLSCL. It appeared that the hand was on the bag well before Sebastian Fabic reached third base, so go down as a double, and then a put out in the outfield, an outfield assist, as it went from right to second to third. A questionable call out in the infield, but nonetheless, it is the third out of the bottom of the third inning. Copperheads still hold on to that 1-0 lead over the Richmond Jazz as we enter the top of the 4th. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Schneider, Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Schneider, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.schneiderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Dunphy in disbelief of how Sebastian Fabic was called out after an attempted triple. But now for the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, here's Joey Medor.
Well, thank you, Connor. As we head into the top of the 4th inning, Copperheads holding an early 1-0 lead over the Richmond Jazz as they scored a run back in the bottom of the 2nd inning on an RBI ground out from Scott Combs. His first RBI on the season. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Jazz here in this inning. Jacob Burlingame, Ryan Wickman, and Brody Mariotti, who were all retired by Thomas Cesaro. Their last time up, here comes a pitch from Cesaro, fouled off of Burlingame's foot. And it'll be an 0-1 count. Cesaro has gone through the lineup once, only giving up 1 hit so far. It was a single by Jace Felker in the top of the 3rd inning. Cesaro in his 2nd pitching appearance on the year. He got the save back in Wednesday's victory over the Licking County Settlers, getting his first start on the mound this year. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Cesaro, taken outside for a ball, 1-1. That's Cesaro at a Lee University. Returning Copperhead as his 1-1 pitch runs in on the hands of Burlingame. He's unable to keep the bat back, and Cesaro's up on the count 1-2. Cesaro kicks and deals a 1-2. That pitch is roped down the right field line, but it will hook foul and roll out towards the 340 sign. As Sebastian Fabic will have to jog over and fire that ball into foul territory. And a Richmond Jazz player will run down there and retrieve the ball. As now Cesaro has the ball. Comes set at the belt, pitching out of the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Taken for strike 3, called. Cesaro's second strikeout in the young outing. And there is one away now in the top of the 4th.
Well, Cesaro, well known for his bat last year for these Copperheads fans, has come out onto the mound and really has done well.
Cesaro has had 2 starts at second base for the Copperheads on this season as well. As now his first pitch into the 3-hitter Ryan Wickman is a called strike. Wickman hit a fly ball to left field back in the top of the 1st inning. As the next pitch to him will be taken just a bit outside for a ball, 1-1. And now Cesaro gets the ball back, fires in the 1-1 pitch, will be fouled down into the Copperheads dugout. Zion Avery sitting down there, had to bend out of the way of that one. But now Cesaro is up in the count, 1-2 on Wickman. One away in the top of the 4th at Bob Run Stadium. Copperheads lead the Richmond Jazz 1-0, looking for their first home win on the season. Here comes 1-2 pitch, will be grounded to the shortstop Cruz. He picks it up, fires it on a hop to first, scooped out by Zach Iverson, and Wickman will be retired. Tough running throw there by Cruz, but he gets just enough on it for Iverson to dig it out. And the first 2 batters of the 4th inning are retired.
And again, the defense is shining for the Copperheads. They're slithering out there, covering all this ground.
I get it. I get it.
You get it, huh?
Yeah. That was clever. Most clever thing I heard you say.
Really? I got to think of something else now.
First pitch to Brody Marodi, fouled into the first base dugout. Some Jazz players have to quickly get out of the way of that one, as there's no fence or any kind of thing blocking the dugout on either side here at Bob Run Stadium. As the 0-1 pitch now to Marodi, he'll swing on it and miss, and Cesaro quickly has him down in the count 0-2. Cesaro gets the ball back, kicks and deals the 0-2. Marodi will foul that one back into the screen to stay alive. Cesaro so far only allowing 1 hit through the first 3+ innings. As the 0-2 pitch to Marodi is a breaking ball, and that'll be fouled down the 3rd base foul line and hop back into play. Ben Rushing will act like he's going to throw it on to first, but unfortunately for him, the ball went foul, and he'll fire it back into the dugout.
I mean, the ball came back into fair territory, just it hit the wall first.
It was behind the it was behind the 3rd base bag, though.
That's true.
Yep. So Cesaro looks in, has Marodi down in the count 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Marodi will hit a soft grounder to the first baseman Iverson. He will grab it, touch the bag himself. And yet again, the Richmond Jazz go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for the Richmond Jazz heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Copperheads holding on to a 1-0 lead. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's, located off of Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood, Ohio Realty, will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Hi, I'm Ben Rushing. I'm from the University of Central Florida, and you're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
From the University of Central Florida, the 3rd baseman
Ben Rushing leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Copperheads. Ben Rushing, Chris Gambert, and Lucas Nasanti are all due up this inning. Here comes the first pitch into Rushing. taken low and in the dirt for a ball. 1-0. To the third baseman for the Copperheads in tonight's ball game. As here comes the next pitch from Pritchett. Will be taken again low and in the dirt for a ball. And Rushing quickly ahead in the count 2-0. Rushing stung one into right field his first time up. Unfortunately, it was right at the right fielder as a 2-0 pitch. The rush will be grounded right back up the middle. Jaros cannot get it on the backhand, and Ben Rushing will have his first hit of the ball game. And the Copperheads have the leadoff man on in the bottom of the fourth.
From Bellarmine University, the designated hitter, number 20.
So now Rushing is on with nobody out in the inning, and Chris Gambert, who grounded out to short in his first at-bat, DHing in tonight's game, will step into the dish. As here comes a pitch from Pritchett, taken inside for a ball, 1-0. Now Gambert had his first multi-RBI game of the season last time out, driving in 2 in last night's ball game. As Pritchett kicks and deals the 0-1, taken inside for a ball, 2-0. Copperheads scored a run in the bottom of the second inning for the sole run in the game so far on an RBI grounder from Scott Combs. A pickoff attempt there from Pritchett. And Rushing dives back easily. Rushing stole 2 bases in the game yesterday, already with 3 stolen bases on the season, as the Copperheads have not been afraid to go around the base pass. As now a line drive into left field will drop.
You can only hope that you can bring him around. You got to just keep on getting the next man up, bringing the next one on, and just continue the line going.
As now here comes the man who scored the sole run for the Copperheads back in the second inning, as Nasanti reached base on an error, throwing error from Jaros at shortstop, and then came around to score. The only run scored in the ball game so far. As here comes the pitch, Nasanti squares the bunt. He pulls it back, but the pitch will be a called strike, 0-1. Now Nasanti has a pair of base hits on the season, both being doubles. Currently 2 for 10, as Pritchett will look back Ben Rushing to second base. As the corners are in for the Jazz, middle infielders at double play depth. 0-1 pitch. Nasanti will square the bunt, pulls it back, gets away from the catcher, Hatfield, and both runners will move into scoring position now with nobody out.
Well, that's the way to get the job done. Just block the catcher's eyes with the bat and hope that he can miss it.
Up the pitch gets away from Hatfield, missing the target outside. So now Pritchett will have to pull something off here if he wants to get out of this inning unscathed. As the 1-1 pitch to Lucas Nasanti, hard ground ball to the shortstop. Jaros coming in to scores Ben Rushing. Throw on to first is in time. Gambert stays where he is at second, and the Copperheads will make the lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, as it's an RBI ground up for Nasanti, his first RBI on the season.
The first baseman, number 14.
Well, just a nice piece of hitting from Nasanti. He knew he just had to put the ball in play. Infield was back. You're going to score more runs that way. And Ben Rushing was able to come home.
Now still a runner in scoring position with 1 away. Zach Iverson, who roped a double down the right field line his last time up. As a pitch to him, taken just a bit off the outside part of the plate. 0-1. 1-0, excuse me. As now Pritchett will look in and fire the 1-0 pitch. Iverson makes contact with, but fouls it over the third base dugout. 1-1. So the inning started with a couple of base hits from Ben Rushing and Chris Gambert. They move up to second and third on a wild pitch, and Nasanti hits a ground ball to short to score the first run of the inning. Gambert's still out there on second as the 1-1 pitch to him, taken in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Gambert stays where he is at second base. Now Pritchett, this is his second start on the young season, came with a 4.20 ERA and just 3 1/3 innings pitched. And here comes a 2-1 pitch taken inside to Iverson, 3-1. So it'll be interesting to see with the base opened if Pritchett will opt to put Iverson on with just one away to maybe set up a double play opportunity. Pritchett comes set, 3-1 pitch, taken low, and outside for a ball. So Zach Iverson will reach base for the second time tonight. And it'll be first and second with one away for Scott Combs.
And for Iverson, his third walk on the season. Iverson just getting on base. He was coming into the day getting on base 600 with an on-base percentage. So that's pretty efficient in a small sample size.
Definitely the right way to start the season for Iverson, as Scott Combs drove in the first Copperheads run on a ground out in his first at-bat. First pitch into him will be taken outside and low for a ball, 1-0. Now we heard Scott Combs' introduction today when he came out to the lineup as the 2018 champion of the GLSCL, as the 1-0 pitch to him, taken forward, called strike, breaking ball, bended in there, 1-1. Scott Combs and Thomas Cesaro, the battery for the Copperheads today, both members of the championship team just a year ago.
And battery mates here today.
Here comes a 1-1 pitch, one away. Scott Combs lines that one deep into right center field. Backing up is the right fielder. He will make the catch. Tagging up is Chris Gambert from second. He will be in the third standing up. So there'll be runners at the corners now for the Copperheads, but 2 are now down in the inning for the 9-hitter Daniel Cruz.
Well, Daniel Cruz, we're just getting to know him today. He's made some fantastic plays over at short.
That he has. First ball of the game on the first pitch was hit to him. So wasted no time getting in on the action in a Copperheads uniform. He struck out looking in his first time up. Here comes a pitch to him. Hits a ground ball in between the hole of first and second. Ball is thrown away. Run is going to come in to score. Coming back to field the ball is the catcher Hatfield. Runners moving up to second and third. So the Copperheads will get another run. Not sure exactly that won't be scored. There was a slow roller in between the hole of first and second, Second baseman had to range over a long way to get the play. Cruz might have beat it out anyway.
I think he would have. I think overall that's going to be an infield single and then an error to put runners on second and third.
Right. So Cruz will get his first hit in a Copperheads uniform, as well as his first RBI. Throwing error moves the runners into second and third for the top of the order. Phil Glasser up now, 0 for 2 in the ball game. As the Copperheads now lead at 3-0 as the first pitch to Glasser is taken inside for a ball. So Gambert was on third when the play started. He came in to score. Ball was thrown away by Suarez, and that allowed the runners to get up to second and third. Second error on the day for the Jazz. The second pitch in the Glasser is called a ball, 2-0.
And they did give him a single on that for the official scoring.
So a single and an error moved him up to second base. As the third pitch to Glasser is taken for a ball. Now he's way ahead in the count, 3-0. With 2 outs now. 2 runners already in the inning. 2 more standing out there on base. Copperheads lead at 3-0. Here comes the 3-0 pitch to Glasser. And it'll be taken just a bit outside for a ball. And they'll now load the bases for Jared Hurd. with 2 down.
Well, the second walk issued here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it seems like Seth Pritchett is reaching the end of his rope right here.
As the catcher, Hatfield, goes out to talk to his hurler.
It'll be interesting to see how much Pritchett does have left in his tank, as I don't see anyone really working out in the Richmond Jazz bullpen.
You see Seth Pritchett talking to somebody down in the Jazz's dugout. Not sure what was said, but he will get back on the rubber here. Here comes the first pitch to Jared Hurd. He'll take that ball low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Jared Hurd could pick up his first RBI on the season potentially if he can find some green grass in the outfield here. As here comes a 1-0 pitch now taken outside for a ball. And now that's 6 straight balls thrown by pitcher Seth Pritchett. Bases loaded, 2 down. Bottom of the 4th inning at Bob Wren Stadium. Copperheads lead the Jazz 3-0. As here comes a 2-0 pitch. It'll be taken in the zone. Jared Hurd thought it was low, as did many of the Copperheads faithful in the stands, but it is a called strike, 2-1.
Well, as soon as you heard that strike call, everybody was in disbelief.
There comes a 2-1 pitch. That one will be bounced to the plate. And Jared Hurd now in the driver's seat at 3-1. As nowhere to put him. Seth Pritchett's going to have to find the zone here on this pitch.
Yeah, Hurd in prime position to get his second RBI.
Here comes the pitch. Hurd swings on it and misses. And now run the count full now with 2 away. 2 runs already in the inning. Ben Rushing and Chris Gambert both singled to start the inning and both came around to score. At 3-2 pitch. Runners going. Taken outside for a ball. Zach Iverson already pretty much at the plate since he was going on the pitch. And the Copperheads now lead it 4-0 as Jared Hurd will pick up an RBI on the walk. Second RBI for him on the season. And the bases will remain loaded for Sebastian Fabic.
Well, and that's dangerous right there, because Fabic, again, has been the most dangerous batter in the Copperheads order.
Right you are. Came in with the highest average on the team. And he is 2 for 2 here today. Had an infield single back in the top of the 1st inning. Then roped a double to right field his last time up, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into 3. As the first pitch to him's taken for a ball, 1-0. One-0 pitch from Pritchett. Kicks and deals to Fabic. Taken inside. Fabic backs up to avoid getting hit there, 2-0. As the Copperheads have now batted around in the inning. 9th batter to come up this inning. Already 3 across. Bases are loaded. 4-0 Copperheads. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fabic. Big swing at that one. Swinging for the downs was Fabic, but he comes up empty, 2-1.
Well, he knew he had 1 strike to really play with. He has 1 more if he wants to have one of those big, healthy cuts. But it was a free pitch that he could have decided to do anything with.
2-1 pitch to Fabic. Breaking ball bends in the strike zone. 2-2. So now 2-2, 2 away. Bottom of the 4th. Pritchett kicks and deals to Fabic. Breaking ball will be popped up in the infield, ranging over in foul ground is the catcher Hatfield, who will make the catch. So the Copperheads will leave them loaded, but not before they score 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning to push their lead out to 4-0 over the Richmond Jazz. We head in the top of the 5th inning. Copperheads 4, Jazz nothing. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
Thomas Cesaro takes the mound for its 5th inning of work here in the second home game for the Copperheads this season. Both of these teams playing today have a 1-3 record. Jazz opened up the season getting swept by the Xena Scouts. Copperheads dropped 2 of 3 to Licking County Settlers, and the Jazz won Game 1 yesterday, 12-6. As first pitch from Cesaro will be a high pop-up. Coming in is the left fielder, Hurd. Backing up was Daniel Cruz. He has to slide to avoid Hurd. But the out is recorded. Nobody appears to be injured, and it'll be one away now in the top of the 5th.
The two are continuing to talk to each other, Jared Hurd and Daniel Cruz. There's a little miscommunication out there. Hurd had it all the way, as it was in his territory all the way out and left. Outfielders always calling off the infielders. But, I mean, it was impressive how much ground that Cruz was able to cover going all the way out into left.
Cruz was booking it to try to get to that ball. As Mike Steffens retired, first pitch in to Caleb Meeks is a strike. 0-1. Meeks struck out looking back in the second inning for Cesaro's first strikeout. He now has 2, as second pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike, 0-2. Cesaro so far has only allowed 1 hit to this Jazz lineup that came in as one of the leading lineups in batting average in the GLSCL early on in the season, as the 0-2 pitch fouled away by Caleb Meeks, the right fielder.
Well, whenever you score 11 runs, 10 runs, 12 runs, and then 12 runs again, that's going to raise your batting average to one of the tops in the league.
That's right, 0-2 pitch. Cesaro takes something off that one, swung through it. Caleb Meeks is retired. Second time he goes down on strikes in the ballgame. Third strikeout for Cesaro in the game, and now there's 2 away in the top of the 5th.
From Butler University, the shortstop, number 3.
Cesaro working fast, getting outs. Has kind of had his way with this lineup so far.
Yeah, it's really been an impressive outing so far for Cesaro, and now he can breathe a little bit with a 4-run lead.
As first pitch in is a breaking ball to Zach Jaros. He fouls it back into the screen, 0-1. Jaros playing shortstop. He lined out to second base on a leaping catch by Phil Glasser his last time up. As the 0-1 pitch taken inside for a ball, 1-1. Cesaro working fast. Gum set, 1-1 pitch taken upstairs and inside for a ball, 2-1. As Cesaro will deal the 2-1 pitch. High fly ball into right field. Coming in is Sebastian Fabic. He will make the catch. And yet another 1-2-3 inning for Thomas Cesaro. 4 out of his 5 innings so far in this game have been 1-2-3 innings. As he sets down the Jazz in order, and we will head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Copperhead still up 4 on the Richmond Jazz, looking to even up this series at 1. You were listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5494 888-222-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.com.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Well, Scott Combs has an RBI in this ball game. As the first pitch will be into Ben Rushing. He grounds that down to third, picked up and fired over to first. And Rushing will be retired in just one pitch here in the bottom of the fifth inning. As now Chris Gamber will dig in. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Had a base hit just an inning ago and then came around to score. Copperheads batted around in the bottom of the fourth inning when they scored 3 runs to push their lead out to 4-0 over the Richmond Jazz. First pitch to Chris Gambert is taken low for a ball. As Pritchett gets the ball back, winds up, fires it in the Gambert. He swings on it and misses it, 1-1. Copperheads have 4 runs on 6 hits so far, no errors. As here comes a 1-1 pitch into Gambert, and he gets tied up on that one, swings and misses on a ball in the dirt. And he'll be down in the count 1-2.
Yeah, just a deceiving pitch from Seth Pritchett to get Gambert.
And now he has Gambert down in the count 1-2. He kicks and deals, and that fastball stays upstairs for a ball, 2-2. Now Pritchett will kick and deal the 2-2 to Gambert, and he fouls it down into the Copperheads dugout to stay alive, 2-2. Now Gambert, one of the more exciting players brought into Athens for this summer. That's 2-2 pitch from Pritchett is hit high and deep out to left field, and it will hook just foul down the line. Gambert got around on that breaking ball, but pulls it just enough foul, and it'll just be a long foul ball.
Well, I mean, you can see the power that's in the bat. Just couldn't wait 1 second longer as he hooked it foul.
Gambert hit 16 homers back in the spring, as that pitch will now be popped up a mile high in the air. Coming over his catcher Hatfield, he will run out of room, and that ball will bounce just behind the Copperheads dugout and roll into the grandstands in the third base foul area. And it'll be another 2-2 pitch now to Gambert.
Well, he was not being cheated on that pitch. Took a big swing at it and just got under it. Lifted it high, but not far. But it was gone, just in foul territory.
As now Pritchett and Hatfield have a tough time getting on the same page. A couple of shaking off signs. And here comes a 2-2 pitch into Gambert. He will take it upstairs for a ball just above the letters, and the count will run full. Now the payoff pitch will be taken inside and low for a ball, so Gambert will work the walk and be down on first base with 1 away in the bottom of the fifth.
Now batting for Southern Ohio.
Well, all the walks seem to be coming in bunches for Seth Pritchett. He walked 4 in the fourth, and now, well, he walked 3 in the fourth, and now he walked his 4th right here in the 5th.
Yep, no walks through his first 3 innings of work, but has had some more trouble finding the zone later on in his outing, as Pritchett did get the start for the Jazz in this game. As the pitch now to Lucas Nasanti is taken high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Now Nasanti, he reached on an error back in the second inning, came around to score on a RBI groundout from Scott Combs, and then in his last at-bat, Nasanti had an RBI groundout of his own. As a 1-0 pitch to him will be taken low and outside, 2-0. Copperheads hold a 4-0 lead over the Jazz in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 pitch to Nasanti. We're taken upstairs, right around the eyes. And Nasanti is way ahead in the count now, 3-0. So Pritchett's going to have to battle here if he's going to avoid his 5th walk of the outing. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Nasanti taking it all the way. And a get-me-over strike there for Pritchett, 3-1.
Almost had to wonder if Nasanti was going to be given the green light.
3-1 pitch called strike, fire. Fired down the first from the catcher, Hatfield. Diving back in is Gambert, no problem.
Well, with a 4-0 lead for the Copperheads, counts at 3-0. The ball's most likely going to be thrown right down the middle. Good chance to be swinging there.
And a payoff pitch to Nasanti. He gets under it down the third base foul line, and that one will also hook foul down into the Copperheads bullpen. Nasanti got around on that one, but just out in front, unable to keep it fair, and we'll do the payoff pitch over again. Couple of long foul balls for the Copperheads in this inning so far. As the full count pitch now will be taken in the dirt and low. He is walked back-to-back walks by the pitcher, Seth Pritchett. It's now his 5th walk in just the last 2 innings.
Well, this is the longest outing of his young GLSEL career right now, because Pritchett only went 3 1/3 in his last outing. Reached the 4th inning, but couldn't get through it. Now he's through 4, but is struggling yet again here in the 5th.
That's right, had no walks in the first 3 innings. But has all of a sudden lost the zone here in these last 2 innings. And the Copperheads have been able to make him pay for it. They scratched across 3 in the bottom of the 4th to add on to a 1-0 lead that they had from a RBI ground out back in the bottom of the 2nd.
Well, 93 pitches now for Seth Pritchett. So he's 7 away from 100, and that's usually the magic number where, coaches start to, get their bullpen active.
As someone did just head down to the bullpen for the Jazz. That's number 17, Nicholas Carrizales. He's had 2 appearances on the season. But 93 pitches for Pritchett, as you just mentioned. Connor, you got to be thinking he's coming towards the end of the road here, as now the first pitch to Zach Iverson. He's swinging, and he finds a hole in between first and second. Coming in to score is Chris Gambert. Here comes the throw. It is in time, but the tag is not in time from Hatfield. He loses control of the ball. Gambert is safe. It's an RBI base hit for Iverson. And the Copperheads now lead it 5-0.
Well, it was good base running by Chris Gambert. Gambert kind of hit the glove of the catcher, Hatfield, as he came in. Hatfield lost the ball, which the ball beat him to the bag, beat him to home plate. But Gambert just able to, again, use the nice slide, come in to score. Copperheads get their 5th run.
So Iverson, with his 2nd hit on the day, now 2 for 2, picks up the RBI, and there's still runners on first and second now for Scott Combs, the catcher. And Asante moved up to second on the base hit. As here comes a 1-0 pitch now to Combs. He'll take that one outside low for a ball, 2-0. So Iverson sneaks one in between first and second to pick up the RBI base hit. Two up at Scott Combs. Double steal is on, and Combs is swinging. He pops it a mile high into foul ground. Runners have to book it back to the bases. It is caught by the third baseman, Felker. Runners are able to get back in time because the ball was hit so high in the air. And they'll be 2 away now in the inning.
Yeah, if that ball was hit anywhere on anywhere that looked like a line drive. Probably would have been a double play.
But because he got under it so much, Felker had to camp under it. Gave the runners plenty of time to get back to first and second, as now Daniel Cruz steps into the box. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Cruz, in his first game with the Copperheads, picked up his first hit, his first RBI for the team in his last at-bat on an infield single that plated Zach Iverson just an inning ago as he swings on the 1-0 pitch and just gets a piece of it back into the catcher Hatfield, 1-1. Daniel Cruz out of Marshall, just joining the roster today. As the 1-1 pitch to him will be lined in to left field. Coming in as a left fielder, he will not get there. It drops in front of him. Coming in to score will be Lucas Nasalti. It'll be the second RBI base hit for Daniel Cruz in his debut with the Copperheads, and it is now a 6-0 game.
Well, welcome to Athens, Daniel Cruz. 2 RBI singles, and he breathes a little bit of life into this Copperheads lineup.
That he does, adding some early production at the bottom of the order for the Copperheads. He's now 2 for 3 on the day, and the lineup will turn over to Phil Glasser, the second baseman. Well, you always want to prove yourself when you join a new club, and what better way to do it than 2 RBIs in your first game as the first pitch that Glasser is taken for a strike.
Absolutely.
As Pritchett remaining in the ball game, here comes the 0-1 pitch taken inside to Glasser, 1-1. As the outfield was playing so far back, almost in like a no doubles alignment, the fly ball was able to fall in front of the left fielder.
There was just a lot of green out in between left and center fields.
Hit it in the perfect place. As here comes a 1-1 pitch taken up and outside for a ball, 2-1. As Wickman at first made it seem like he had it lined up coming in, but it dropped in front of him. And easily scoring was Nasanti as he was going with 2 outs. As Glasser will cut on and miss the 2-1 and even up the count at 2. Copperheads have now scored 5 runs in the past 2 innings to break this game open a little bit. It's now 6-0. Copperheads over the Jazz. Jazz won the first meeting between these two this season last night, 12-6. As here comes a 2-2 pitch to Glasser, breaking ball that does not bend back into the outside part of the plate. And Phil Glasser will run the count full.
Well, the merry-go-round will be in motion with the count being full with 2 outs.
Yep, runners will be going on the pitch with full count, 2 down, 2 runs in this inning. As now Pritchett comes set. Here comes full count pitch. Runners take off. That ball will get way away from Seth Pritchett, not even close to being a strike. And now the bases will be loaded.
And after that throw, the coach for the Richmond Jazz just pops out of the dugout. And Caleb Woodson will have to come in and make a change here.
So Seth Pritchett will get the hook after going 4 2/3 innings. Not having his sharpest stuff, allowing 6 runs, 8 hits. As he will exit the ball game, we have a pitching change here at Bob Wren Stadium. As we will throw it into a break. Copperheads lead the Jazz 6-0. They have the bases loaded, 2 down. When we return, you are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Pitching chains here at Bob Wren Stadium, and the new pitcher for the Richmond Jazz is Nicholas Carrizales out of Earlham College. Going to be a sophomore next year. It's the first pitch into Jared Hurd. Will be a ball. Bases loaded, 2 down. Copperheads have already scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th so far, leading the Richmond Jazz 6-0. As here comes the 1-0 pitch taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike, 1-1. Now, already 2 appearances on the year for Carrizales. He's pitched an inning and 2/3 as that pitch misses high, 2-1. Inning and 2/3 pitch, 2 hits, giving up 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. He is 0-1 with a 21 ERA on the young season, as the 2-1 pitch is fouled back into the screen, 2-2. Obviously, the ERA a little inflated early on in the year with limited action.
Just a little inflated.
As a 2-2 pitch, a two-way, bases loaded. Hurd grounds it towards the first baseman. He fields it on the backhand, races Hurd to the bag, beats him there by a step, and the side will be retired. But not before the Copperheads strike for 2 more runs to push their lead out to 6.
2 runs, 2 hits, no errors.
As we will go into the top of the 6th inning. Copperheads looking to finish out and hold on to this lead and pick up the first home win on the young season. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Classic brands, Budweiser.
Just stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
Ty
Thomas
Krenberger
Cesaro
from
taking the
Pompano,
mound
Florida.
for his 6th
You're listening
inning of
to
work.
Ched's
Here
Media.
has only allowed 1 hit through the first 5 innings to this Richmond Jazz order. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. As Austin Hatfield, the catcher, steps in. First pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. Now Cesaro deals that pitch. It will be a ball, 1-1. Zero has retired 7 in a row going back to the third inning, as that pitch will be taken on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Zero real sharp so far in his first start on the mound this season, second appearance, as 1-2 pitch took a little bit off that one, but it will be taken just below the knees for a ball, 2-2. That's Zero working out of the stretch. Here comes 2-2 pitch, breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Filthy 2-strike pitch. Cesaro has his 4th punch out on the outing and retires the leadoff man in the top of the 6th inning.
The third baseman, number 6, Jace.
Yeah, just nice pitching today from Cesaro. Really came to the ballpark to bring it.
As Cesaro had the night off last night in anticipation for this start, as the first pitch into the 9-hitter. Felker will be taken just a bit high for a ball, 1-0. Cesaro working quickly. Here comes the 1-0, and Felker fouls that one back into the screen, 1-1. Only one hit given up by Cesaro so far. It was back in the third inning by Jace Felker, who stands in the left-handed batter's box. So here comes a 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, lined hard down the third base foul line, well out of play. And Cesaro is up in the count, 1-2.
And you thought I was crazy for almost believing that it might happen tonight.
No, I thought you were crazy for saying something about it in the third inning. That's a 1-2 pitch to Felker. It's a slow grounder to the first baseman, Zach Iverson, as he steps on the bag. Easy out there. 2 away now in the top of the 6th.
Now batting for the Jazz.
Let's see, as we've progressed here to the top of the 6th inning, there's only one hit allowed.
Right. Well, you know.
You never know.
You never know is right, but I think that's the earliest perfect game reference I've ever heard in my life.
I'll keep on referencing it, too.
As now the lineup turns over to the leadoff hitter, Noah Suarez. First pitch to him is breaking ball, taken at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Suarez 0 for 2 on the day, with a ground out to short and a line out to center field as he stings that one into center field, and that will drop. Played on the hop by Nasanti, fires it back into the infield. So that will be the second hit of the day.
Now batting for the Jazz.
And Cesaro gives up his first base hit since the third inning, right on cue.
All right, maybe he just gives up one hit every third inning. Maybe that's how Cesaro wants to pitch today's game.
So
Seems like a good game plan to go into.
Pickoff attempt to Suarez. He dives back easily. Copperheads lead this game 6-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. As first pitch in to Jacob Burlingame is low for a ball, 1-0. Now Suarez is a threat to steal, already 5 stolen bases on the season, as the 1-0 pitch taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike, 1-1. As Cesaro fires back over the first. Zach Iverson applies a tag, but not in time. As Cesaro already gets the ball back on the rubber, fires the 1-1, grounded to Glasser. He plays it on the hop, fires it on the first, and the side will be retired in the top of the 6th inning. Thomas Cesaro now through 6 shutout innings here for the Copperheads as they hold on to a 6-0 lead over the Richmond Jazz. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We head into the bottom of the 6th inning. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Snyder, Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
My name is Chris Gambit from Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to all my Bellarmine Knights. You're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
Due up third in this inning is Chris Gambert, DHing in tonight's game. As the heart of the Copperheads order is due up in the bottom of this sixth inning. Sebastian Fabic, Ben Rushing, and Chris Gambert in that order as Fabic stands in, gets the first pitch from Carrizales. He'll be taken upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Carrizales gets the ball back inside as Fabic had to take a step back to avoid getting hit by that one, 2-0. As Carrizales got the final out of the bottom of the fifth inning, and now he comes in for his first full inning of work as 2-0 pitch to Fabic is fouled away, 2-1. Fabic 2 for 3 on the day, had an infield single back in the first inning, then in the third inning roped a double to the right field wall, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple as he lines that one into right field. That will drop for a base hit, and Fabic has his third hit of the ball game. And the leadoff man will be on for the Copperheads in the bottom of the sixth.
Just an unbelievable tear to start the season for Sebastian Fabic. 3 hits already today. Just like you said, I mean, it's unbelievable change from the spring where, I mean, he struggled a little bit for Ohio, and now he's come here and he's flourished.
And it's also, I've noticed, he has no problem hitting the ball the other way. I feel like more of his hits have been to the right side of the field rather than the left. Him being a righty as the first pitch in, the Ben Rushing is taken upstairs for a ball.
Well, it's always good when you can use all parts of the field.
Absolutely. Always want guys who can spray the ball everywhere. As the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, Fabic will go. Hatfield has no play on him. So Fabic moves in the scoring position on the wild pitch into the 2-0 count now to Ben Rushing. Now Ben Rushing, 1 for 3 on the day. Had a single back in the fourth inning and came around to score. As Fabic dancing around with a big lead off of second base. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Rushing. He has to duck to avoid getting hit by that one. And it'll be a 3-0 count. H. His last 2 plate appearances. As the first pitch to him, he takes a hack at it and fouls it down over the first base dugout. 0-1. As Carrizales takes a peek at Fabic at second, now fires in the pitch to Gambert. He gets a second. As Carrizales down.
Now batting for Southern Ohio from Youngstown State University.
No, probably didn't want to get hit again.
So the first 3 Copperheads reach base in this inning. Down towards the Kona ice out there.
Where it could be a little bit frosty, you might say,
right,
by the Kona ice.
You get a nice frosted shave ice out there.
You could.
As Nasanti fouls another one off. And the count will run to 1-2.
Although the game time temperature was around 74, so I wouldn't call it too cold. But it would be nice to cool down.
Ah, but just enough.
Nice.
Just enough for a shaved ice out there.
Very true.
As the 0-2 pitch to Nasanti will be taken upstairs for a ball, 2-2. Pitch will now hit Nasanti right on the elbow guard. So back-to-back batters plunked. This one with the bases loaded. Sebastian Fabic will trot in to score. And now the Copperheads lead at 7-0. It will be a Well, not too painful RBI for Nasanti since he had that padding there, but an RBI all the same.
I think it just even nicked the padding. I didn't even think it hit him. It looked like it might have just like brushed by his jersey. A hit by pitch is a hit by pitch, but you'll take that any day.
Just gets a piece of Nasanti. So the sacks remain full with nobody out. Now that ball is lined into right field, coming in to make the catch as the right fielder, tagging up and actually heading back to third is Ben Rushing as the throw comes in the Hatfield. So no run will score. The first out of the inning will be recorded as Zach Iverson flies out to right field, but the bases will remain loaded with one away. The Copperheads now lead at 7-0 over the Richmond Jazz. And digging into the plate is the Copperheads backstop, Scott Combs. Combs 0 for 3 on the day, had an RBI ground out to score the first run for the Copperheads in this ball game. As he takes that pitch low and outside for a ball. It was Combs' first RBI on the young season. As the sun is starting to set here at Bob Wren Stadium, as Combs will pop that one up in the infield. Noah Suarez charging in, the second baseman. Infield fly is called by field umpire Daniel Beasley. So there'll be 2 away now for the number 9 hitter, Daniel Cruz.
From Marshall University, the shortstop, number 37,
Now Daniel Cruz, first game with the Copperheads. 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. Can't ask for much more in your first appearance.
No, you can, and winning the game here, trying to get back closer to 500. Just get the first win of the home portion of the season.
As the first pitch to Cruz will be upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Daniel Cruz out of Marshall, getting the start at shortstop. As another one comes up and inside, and he has to bend out of the way of that one.
Well, he didn't take exception to that. Kind of just turned around, waved his arms a little bit.
Already 2 hit batters by Carrizales in the inning. As a 2-0 pitch is grounded by Cruz. Diving stop by the third base and throws on to second base for the force out, retiring Nasanti. And that will be the end of the inning, but the Copperheads add on to the lead, now leading the Jazz by a touchdown and an extra point. 7-0 lead for the Copperheads heading into the top of the 7th inning. When we come back, Connor Mills will be on to take you home in this ball game. And you were listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top of the 7th inning, voice you heard, Zach Iverson playing first base today for the first time on the season. Iverson had a double, he walked, and had a single. He's 2 for 3 today. As the first pitch from Thomas Cesaro was swung on and hit a mile high, but foul. to Ryan Wickman, the left fielder for the Richmond Jazz. Thomas Cesaro still out on the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, as Cesaro so far has gone 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, nothing else but 4 strikeouts. As this pitch is swung on and lined over near the third base coach for the Richmond Jazz, Caleb Woodson. And now the count is quickly ahead on Ryan Wickman. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody away here in the top of the 7th inning, with the Copperheads having the touchdown and extra point lead, 7-0, Cheds over Jazz. The 0-2 pitch is taken inside for ball 1. Cesaro really wanted that one as he jumped off the mound. He knew it was just a bit inside. As now the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Wickman, Mariotti, as the pitch is taken low and inside, and Mike Steffen all due up for the Richmond Jazz here in the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. Top 7. 2-2 swung on, a tomahawk chop over towards third. Ben Rushing has it. The throw in the dirt, he gets him. A low throw bailed out by Iverson. Ben Rushing is able to get the out, as now that's the first out recorded in the top of the 7th inning. Copperhead still leads 7-0.
Talk about a bang-bang play over there at first base, as Rushing just gets enough on the throw to bounce into Iverson. He digs it out to get Wickman by a half step.
A half step was all it took, as the first pitch into Mariotti hits him at the knees for a called strike. Mariotti so far today, he grounded out to third on a nice play from Ben Rushing. As the 0-1 is another one right to Rushing. Crow hops, the throw to first low, but not as low as the first time, as this one was caught in the air by Iverson. Nonetheless, 2 ground outs to third base to begin things in the top of the 7th. There are 2 outs, as Mike Steffen will stand in from the left side. Steffen 0 for 2 today, as are most of his teammates so far against Thomas Cesaro. Steffen grounded out to second and flew out into left field in his 2 trips to the plate, as the first offering from Cesaro into Steffen is outside for a ball, 1-0. Cesaro has kept his pitch count down real low. Just pitched his 68th pitch so far, and we are through 6 2/3.
Yeah, been real efficient so far in this start.
Swinging a foul tip into the mitt of Scott Combs, and now the count is at 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 away. The scoreboard has not updated. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Cesaro, the 1-2, taken high and away for ball 2. So 2-2 the count, or so we believe. 2-2, line drive out into center field. It'll be the shortstop, Cruz, who backs up and makes a catch, calls off the outfielder Nasanti, and it's a 1-2-3 inning, something we've grown familiar from for Thomas Cesaro. And now the Copperheads head into the bottom of the 7th, bring out the lumber, as they already have 7 runs in the game. Copperheads 7, Richmond Jazz nothing. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Locally, look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
I'm Sebastian Fabic from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Southern Ohio Copperheads 7, Richmond Jazz nothing. Held off the scoreboard by Thomas Cesaro. Cesaro had a sit yesterday, or technically not sit. He couldn't even be in the stadium as he was ejected in the game before, the last game against the Licking County Settlers. But he has come back, and he's come back strong as the first pitch into Phil Glasser. It's for a ball. So 1 ball and no strikes with nobody out here in the inning. The 1-0 is taken in for a called strike. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. For Phil Glasser so far, grounded out to second in the first, grounded to third in the third, walked in the fourth, walked in the fifth, and now we're here in the bottom of the 7th. So he's seen quite a few plate appearances so far today. 3-1 the count into Phil Glasser. He takes it high, almost flipped his bat, but he will have to stay in there as that was called a strike. So the count runs full to Phil Glasser against Nicholas Carrizales. Carrizales coming in relief of Seth Pritchett, who went 4 2/3 as the 3-2 is being delivered. This one line drive out it deep into right field, but it is slicing foul and over the mound and over to OSF, the Ohio softball field, down the line in right field. But just not fair. 3-2 the count remains into Phil Glasser as Nicholas Carrizales looks to get it out. The 3-2 taken high. This one is ball 4. Second walk issued by Carrizales, but the third or fourth time he's been given a free pass. It was a walk and 2 hit by pitches back in the top of this or bottom of the 6th inning that allowed the Copperheads to score some runs. They scored 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 4th to get the 7-0 lead that they have right now as Jared Hurd is at the plate. First pitch misses high for ball 1. And with that pitch, brought out the catcher, Hatfield.
Yeah, Carrizales been pretty high with all his balls that have been missing all game. Maybe trying to overthrow a little bit. Hatfield going down there to try to calm him down.
We'll see if it works. As the 1-0 is taken high, pops out of the glove of the catcher Hatfield, quickly recovers it. Remaining at first is Phil Glasser, as the ball just kind of dropped right in front of him. But the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning with the Copperheads leading 7-0. A fastball offering from Carrizales misses outside. It's 3 straight balls from Carrizales to Jared Hurd. Hurd flew out to right, struck out, walked, and grounded out to first in his 4 trips to the plate. And now he will walk yet again as there will be runners on first and second base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Copperheads have more men on base yet again.
From Ohio University.
It's kind of been a theme of the season so far. Copperheads seem to always have base runners on. Matter of the situation, struggled to drive them in the first series against Licking County. Done a better job here these past couple games of getting the big hits when they need them.
Well,
we'll see if they can get another one.
It does seem like the bats have progressively gotten better as the season has gone along, as now Sebastian Fabic bends out of the way, kind of just turns his back, glances up here at the press box, and then will step right back into the dish. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Bottom 7, Copperheads. They've got 7. Carrizales checks the runner at second, now deals to the plate. It goes over the head of Fabic. Base runners will advance each 1 base each, as now there'll be runners on second and third with nobody out. So Fabic kind of pulled a Ben Rushing and just squatted out of the way. He didn't have to really bend. He didn't bend over to get out of there. He just kind of ducked a little bit, I guess would be kind of a better description of that.
You find some quick reflexes when you got a fastball coming towards your head.
You do. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 offering is swung on and fouled off towards the right side and out of play. It really has been an impressive start for Thomas Zazzaro. He has thrown 59 strikes, only 20 balls in 23 batters faced so far for a 79 pitch count, as that pitch from Nicholas Carrizales misses low and in, brings the count to 3 balls and 1 strike to Sebastian Fabik. And Fabik so far today has 3 hits as he's 3 for 4 and just continues to be a menace at the plate. Swinging a foul ball towards the right side. That goes out. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. No outs recorded here in the bottom of the 7th with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Phil Glasser at 3rd. Jared Hurd at 2nd. Both reaching the base paths via the walk. As a swing and a bouncing ball takes a high hop off of the non-existent lip, or where it would have been on a grass field between the grass and the dirt. The throw over to first is in time, but it's an RBI ground out now for Sebastian Fabik, who gets his first RBI of the day, one of the only things he was missing so far.
And now batting for Southern Ohio, from the University of Central Florida. He's the third baseman. He wears number 20.
So Phil Glasser comes in to score. The Copperheads now have 8 runs. So instead of a touchdown or an extra point, they've converted the 2-point conversion. Put it into football terms as Ben Rushing stands in. Rushing bats from the right side. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So now there's 1 out recorded here in the bottom of the 7th inning with a runner 90 feet away from scoring. That is Jared Hurd, who advanced on the ground out by Sebastian Fabik. Carrizales releases high. Ball goes up in the zone for another ball, so 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. But as impressive as the at-bats for the Copperheads have been, as the fastball hits the inside corner, 2-1, it really has been the pitching performance of Thomas Zazzaro here today.
Yeah, he's been huge. Been able to hit his spots all day, working all around the plate, in, out, up, and down, just mowing down hitters.
2-1 hits the outside corner this time. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Zazzaro has been very impressive. There's the 2-2 from Carrizales into Rushing. Is swung on and poked the other way. A foul as it bounces off of the outfield wall. Karam's now into fair territory. There's a slow trot from a Richmond Jazz player. We'll try and go get the ball as the outfielder Meeks will throw it in. 8 runs for the Copperheads, no runs for the Jazz. And I have a pretty good feeling that the Dan Inman player of the game will be Thomas Zazzaro.
Yeah, I mean, that might be a pretty good assumption there, Connor. We don't want to drop any hints here. We still got 3 innings left to play.
We do have 3
Never know
innings.
what's going to happen.
You never know. 2-2 is a curveball that breaks right into the zone. Strike 3 called. Ben Rushing goes back to the dugout. That's the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 7th inning with the Copperheads leading 8-0. Copperheads still do have a runner in scoring position. And Jared Hurd, he's at 3rd. That is also the first strikeout of the day for Nicholas Carrizales. As Chris Gambert, the designated hitter, stands in. Gambert has not had a day off, as he has played in every single game so far. 2 games as a designated hitter, has seen a couple games behind the plate, and has played 1 over at first.
More positions you can play. Coach always find a spot for you.
Gambert watches the fastball ride high, brings the count to 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 away. Copperheads in prime position now to get their first home win of the season, barring anything catastrophic in the final 3 or final 2 innings when the Richmond Jazz go into the plate. So 2 balls and 1 strike as a breaking pitch missed low. Gambert waiting on a fastball to drive. The 2-1 taken inside, so it's now 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. No activities happening in the Richmond Jazz bullpen. So it will look like that Nicholas Carrizales will be the man on the mound for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, well, we know they have very thin roster to the Richmond Jazz right now.
3-1. Fastball, low and away, ball 4. And again, Chris Gambert reaches the base paths. Gambert had a single in the 4th. He walked in the 5th, was hit by a pitch in the 6th, and now in the 7th, he will take ball 4. The 4th walk issued by Nicholas Carrizales. Jared Hurd is still at third base. Copperheads have runners at the corners here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Lucas Nasanti stands in, ground ball through the hole on the left side. That would be good for an RBI single. Gambert goes to second, and standing on first with his RBI single is Lucas Nasanti, his second RBI of the day. And as you heard, our PA man, the former broadcaster for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, 9-0 is the score.
And it's just a good swing there from Nasanti. Got in the box and wasted no time making an impact on that scoreboard, adding in the second run of this inning. And the 10th hit for the Copperheads in tonight's game. First time in double digits.
10 hits as the first pitch is in for a called strike to Zach Iverson. And talking a little bit more about the PA, Logan LeDuc, for the first time he had a sing take me out to the ball game for the 7th inning stretch as the 0-1 misses away for ball 1.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna love the fact that he got a mention on this broadcast. As we hear.
Well, he also does
missing the broadcast days from last year. Of course, it was a fun ride with the team, as it was the best team in team history.
Well, the only team to win the GSCL title as the 1-1 misses away.
Going 35-10 will definitely make you want to come back.
Well, the Copperheads were formed in 2002. They had an all-time record coming into this season at 376 and 307 as the fastball rides just a bit low from Carrizales into Zach Iverson for a ball. 3-1 the count to Iverson. So now it's 377 and 310 for the all-time win-loss record. As fastball outside, ball 4 issued from Carrizales. Zach Iverson reaches the base paths, and now they're juiced for Scott Combs. For Lucas Nasanti, he's on second. Gamber moves over to third. Zach Iverson, who just got issued a walk, is on first base. And now Scott Combs at the plate. Combs so far today still in search for his first hit, but does have an RBI. An RBI ground out happening in the bottom of the 2nd inning as the first pitch offering is swung on and popped foul behind the press box. 0-1. Copperheads now have around or over 50 MLB draft picks. As the MLB draft happened a couple days ago, Blaine Krim, one of the most notable for the Copperheads, who succeeded last year, counted 1-1 to Scott Combs.
One of the key players on that championship team for the Copperheads just a year ago.
The 1-1 swung on, bouncing ball towards the hole. Third baseman cuts it off. Will look to go the easy way to second, and he does. It's a fielder's choice. Third out of the inning in the bottom of the 7th inning. Copperheads, well, they scored 2 here in the bottom of the 7th as they extend their lead. It's the Cheds 9, Jazz nothing as we enter into the 8th inning. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side. Locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors. And be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brands is much more than you think. Rocky Brands is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brands designs, develops, and markets hardworking boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit and fashionable women, footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial service needs. See us celebrating 14 years of service to the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Schneider.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
Thomas Cesaro takes the mound here in the top of the 8th inning. As Cesaro will have Meeks, Jarose, and Austin Hatfield all batting for the Richmond Jazz. And for the Jazz, kind of a lopsided game. They've been in a couple slugfests this season, but this has been all Southern Ohio all throughout 7 innings. It's the first pitch into Caleb Meeks is in for a called strike, 0-1.
That makes Cesaro's performance not even that much more impressive. This lineup was one of the best ones in the league coming into today's game.
Swung on and popped out towards the right side. Right fielder Fabic is moving over, but he can't make it. But, I mean, Caleb Meeks might have won the lottery had anyone bet on a foul ball looking to go into a set-up lawn chair out on the mound towards right. Nobody was sitting in the lawn chair at the time. Lawn chair did not make the catch, if anyone was wondering.
Pretty impressive shot.
0-2 the count. Cesaro's pitch, a breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Cesaro picks up another strikeout, his 4th strikeout. Or check it, 5 strikeouts now for Cesaro. Cesaro gets Caleb Meeks swinging. First out recorded here in the top of the 8th inning. And now Zach Jarose at the plate. Jarose lined out to second base as he lays down a bunt up the line. Ben Rushing trying to get there. The throw not in time, as it'll be an infield bunt single for Zach Jarose as the Richmond Jazz try to get something going. Now in the minor leagues, I don't know if anyone was following some MILB, but there was a bunt against, I forget if it was a Yankees minor league team or whatever it was, but they bunted late in the game to get the only hit of the game. It would have been a combined no-hitter, and the benches kind of came out onto the field. They didn't brawl.
Well, of course some temporals will flare if you break up a no-hitter by laying down a bunt. Luckily, a couple of hits given up by Cesaro in this one, and obviously Jarose trying to get a base runner on there. There hasn't been too many out there for the Jazz in this one.
No, not many at all, as the first pitch was a ball, and this one's a swinging, bouncing ball over towards third. Ben Rushing to second for one. The toss over in time. A 5-4-3 double play started by Rushing to Glasser to Iverson to end things here in the top of the 8th inning. It is technically another 1-2-3 inning for Thomas Cesaro as we're going to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Copperheads 9, the Richmond Jazz nothing. We'll be right back on the Copperheads Media Network presented by Ohio Health.
Snyder Fuller and Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Well, Austin Dunphy has to be happy as the Copperheads hold a 9-0 lead over the Richmond Jazz. It was almost a lopsided loss. It kind of was yesterday as the Copperheads lost to the Jazz 12-6. A couple runs in the ninth inning made it closer than what it could have been. But now the Copperheads have dominated this game with that 9-0 lead. First pitch off the mound from Nicholas Carrizales into Daniel Cruz was away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Debut for Daniel Cruz, who comes from Marshall University, as another pitch is bounced in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes. Cruz struck out in the second, but then in the fourth he had an infield hit. Reached second on an error, had an RBI in that one. Then had a single back in the fifth as another bouncing ball in the turf. It's now 3 balls and no strikes from Carrizales into Daniel Cruz. And then Cruz also grounded into a 5-4 fielder's choice to end things in the bottom of the 6th. And his plate appearances today is now that's ball 4 issued by Nicholas Carrizales. The 6th walk issued from Carrizales today.
6th walk, and this just being his 3rd inning of work. That's just struggling to find the zone. Last inning he was up high with most of his pitches. Now he just bounced 4 in the 3rd, just trying to figure out his release point and stuff at this point in the season. Long season to get that hammered down, but he's struggling right now.
As the first pitch misses for a ball, it's now 5 straight pitches, all for balls. And for Carrizales, if you go to Point Streak online to check the game and the live stats as it goes along, it says 9 walks for Carrizales. However, the hit by pitch also is included in that stat for some reason. 2 different ways to get on base, both are free passes. I guess they can be related or equated somehow. But now the first strike was thrown, and the second strike follows with a swing and a miss from Phil Glasser. Glasser on the day does not have a hit, but has reached base 3 straight times, all reaching by a walk. Only retired in the 1st and 3rd innings as the 1-2 was swung on and lifted foul towards the left side. That goes out. For Philip Glasser out of Talmadge, Ohio in Youngtown State. He won the Ohio Division II State Championship, was a top 50 prospect in Ohio high school during his time in Ohio, during the high school ranks. Anyway, 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out as a 2-2 offering. Swung on, ground ball foul as the first baseman Steffen picks it up. Will look around where to throw it and will choose to throw it into his own dugout. 2-2 the count remains into Phil Glasser. The 2-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. So Phil Glasser has been retired for the first time since the 3rd now. As that'll be his 2nd strikeout on the day.
That might have been the best pitch Carrizales has thrown so far in this one. Just a nice little 2-strike changeup there, able to get Glasser out in front of it and get his first out of the inning.
Well, Jared Hurd will now stand in. Hurd flew out to right field. He struck out back in the 3rd as he takes the first pitch from Carrizales for a ball. Walked in the 4th, grounded into a first base unassisted, a 3U in your scorebooks in the 5th, and then in the 7th walked and came around to score as a stolen base is now for Daniel Cruz. Cruz taken off on the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count.
3U or U3, Connor, depending on how you want to write it.
3U, U3. You could do a U over top of 3 if you want to get creative.
Right.
Or change it up. Maybe do it diagonally. As the pitch misses into Jared Hurd. 2 balls and 1 strike. However you want to get creative when you're doing your own scorebook. Multiple ways of doing it. 2-1, poked at and fouled off back behind the press box. As now the Orange Crush, who had his season debut yesterday, trots out from the press box. Copperheads member inside the suit as a pitch into Jared Hurd is low and away, brings the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It looks like he's getting a little warm-up jog in right now after suffering a defeat in his debut yesterday.
He did. Young fan went home happy. Beating the Orange Crush as a 3-2 is being delivered. Ball 4. And now that's 7 walks issued from Carrizales. Alone by himself today.
Yeah, I think the lack of pitching depth is really showing for the Jazz right now as they're just trying to get Carrizales to carry them through this game so they don't have to burn through another arm as they have another game in this series tomorrow. Used 2 pitches yesterday. They're on their second today.
Well, it does seem like a lot of teams are kind of short on pitching depth. Copperheads don't have to worry about that today because Thomas Cesaro has been just unbelievable. As a swing and a line drive out into right field, that falls fast. That gets down for a base hit. Bases will be loaded as Austin Dunphy will try and hold, and now Daniel Cruz dancing on third. He runs back. So Sebastian Fabic picks up his 4th hit today because why not? Fabic just keeps on hitting every single time he comes to the plate, just except for his last time. So he's got 4 hits for Fabic.
4 hits and 3 of them in this ball game are to the opposite field.
4 for 5 today for a .556 batting average. That has to be close to the top or near the top after the game is finalized today in the GLSCL as a pitch into Ben Rushing misses low and away.
Yep, Sebastian Fabic wasting no time getting warmed up to the arms in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League.
The 1-0 is swung on and lifted out right and goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Copperheads 9, the Richmond Jazz nothing. Bases are loaded with only 1 out, and Nicholas Carrizales still out on the mound trying to do a job for the Richmond Jazz. Carrizales, he waits, pitches, and fastball misses just a bit high for ball 2. And you have to give the home plate umpire Andrew Bowden credit. You know, on anything close he might call it, but he's been calling a fair game so far, even in this lopsided blowout for the Copperheads.
He's at a very consistent strike zone, back behind the plate, as he did yesterday, in his 2nd straight game umpiring.
3-1 the count now to Ben Rushing. As it's delivered, swung on, fouled off towards the left side, trickles over towards Austin Dunphy, who plays a little soccer with the ball. Kicks it up into his own hands, not having to bend down and get it. So the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Getting up there in age, anyway, you don't have to bend over to pick something up.
3-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Ben Rushing goes down for the 2nd time today on strikes.
Now batting for the Copperheads. From Bellarmine
That would be the
University,
2nd strikeout for Carrizales. Or checked at the 3rd strikeout as Phil Glasser struck out to lead things off. Or was it 2nd batter here in the bottom of the 8th. So now there are 2 away, bottom 8. As swing, and this one is lifted deep out into left field. Back going towards the wall, but he has room as the left fielder Wickman and makes a 1-hand catch. So giving it a ride was Chris Gambert, just couldn't get enough of it. He came close to hitting the first grand slam or the first home run of the season for the Copperheads, but it's just a long out as things are over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Copperheads will take the field in the top of the 9th. Thomas Cesaro will look to get a complete game shutout for the Copperheads when we return in the top of the 9th as you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network presented by Ohio Health. Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility, lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com. Instagram or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room in Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Well, Scott Combs is catching his former teammate and current teammate, former teammate of the 2018 Southern Ohio Copperheads team, and now current teammate right here for Thomas Zazzaro. Zazzaro has been just phenomenal today, as he will look to get the first complete game shutout for any Copperheads pitcher on the season. Copperheads have had some pretty good starting pitching, but this has to take the cake. First pitch into Jace Felker was for a strike. Strike one. For Felker today, had a single, one of three against Zazzaro, as that pitch missed for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Felker had the single, the first hit of the game back in the third, as that one goes into the zone for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. Copperheads looking to get their first home win of the year. 1-2 delivered, swung on a miss, strike 3. Thomas Zazzaro picks up his 6th strikeout of the year.
Number 6 for Thomas Zazzaro.
So now only 2 outs left for the Richmond Jazz in Game 2 of a 3-game series here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Alongside Joey Medora, I'm Connor Mills. It's been a fun game to watch if you're a Copperhead fan, a little bit disparaging if you're a Richmond Jazz fan, as it's been all Copperheads all game long. As a swing and a miss now from Noah Suarez. Suarez is 1 for 3 today. This is his 4th plate appearance. It's the Copperheads 9, the Richmond Jazz nothing, as the fastball rides high and in on Suarez for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 1-1 count into Noah Suarez is taken high for 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's not only been the pitching that's been impressive so far, the bats have come alive, and the defense has been just spectacular.
Yeah, putting it all together in this ball game of the Copperheads.
As the fastball hits the zone, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out.
I think a telling tale was when they were down 12-3 last night in the bottom of the ninth. They were able to scratch across 3 runs, and maybe some of that carrying over into tonight's game.
The 2-2 from Zazzaro. Ground ball through the hole over on the right side. Diving is Daniel Cruz. He tries to make the throw. The throw gets to first, but not before Suarez is able to get the infield single. So a nice play again from Daniel Cruz just to make sure that the ball doesn't get through the hole. But it'll be an infield single for Suarez.
Yeah, that ball was hit deep in the hole at short, and Suarez has decent speed going down the first baseline. I was impressed with how quickly Cruz transferred it to the hand to make the throw. Made it look like he could have even had a shot at him.
An impressive addition to the Copperheads lineup is now a stolen base. It'll be defensive indifference, as Scott Combs doesn't even get up from his crouch. But taking second will be Noah Suarez. And now there's a runner in scoring position and a big lead. Suarez is messing with Zazzaro's mind right now. And now the shortstop Cruz will walk in and maybe keep Suarez close at second, as Jake Burlingham is at the plate as the ball misses outside for ball 1. So now with somebody dancing on second base, Coach Austin Dunphy will take a walk out to the mound. He has not made a motion, but there are a couple Copperheads in the bullpen, 1 warming, 1 catching. Austin Dunphy will take a look out onto the mound, chats with Zazzaro. Zazzaro's only 2 outs away now from completing a complete game shutout. As for the Copperheads, 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. And for the Richmond Jazz, no runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. A long conversation as now home plate umpire Andrew Bowden will take a walk out to the mound, and Cesaro has pleaded his case he will stay in. And now they'll try to maybe work a pickoff move as Cesaro had a longer chat with Daniel Cruz at short. So we'll keep an eye on second base right now and see if that was the chatter. Outfielders dispersed from center field. All position players back in position as the 1-0 is delivered. In for a called strike to Jake Burlingham. Burlingham today is 0 for 3. Grounded out to second twice and struck out looking back in the 4th. So 1-1 the count from Cesaro into Burlingham. Ground ball over towards the right side. Second baseman Glasser has it. He throws to first in time for the second out. But now the Richmond Jazz are threatening to break up the shutout, as 90 feet away from scoring is Noah Suarez.
The left fielder, number 27, Ryan Wickman.
Let's go Cheds chants from all in attendance here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. A nice crowd here for the second home game of the year for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. His first pitch into Ryan Wickman is swung on, lined out into left field, but that slices foul and will go out of play. 0-1 the count to Ryan Wickman, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to short and third and flew out to left field as he bounces one over towards third. Third base coach for the Richmond Jazz unable to make the bare hand grab, and that one hit a little bit with authority, so that might have hurt his hand a bit.
Yeah, him and Suarez both took a reach for that one, both coming up empty. One strike away are the Copperheads.
1 strike away. The 0-2 from Thomas Cesaro is swung on, line deep out into left, but it goes way foul. Just a little early on that one from Ryan Wickman.
Yeah, Wickman might have been sitting breaking ball there a little bit. Didn't look too surprised. Still way out in front of it. Hit it a long way foul.
Wickman from Spring Green, Wisconsin, and Valparaiso University. As the 0-2 from Cesaro swung on, a slow roller over towards third. Bren rushing, can't make the play, and the shutout is broken up as Suarez comes in to score. It'll be an infield single for Ryan Wickman, and in the 9th inning, the Richmond Jazz get on the scoreboard. It's 9-1, and now Thomas Cesaro, his day will be done off of an infield single, so Cesaro will come out of the game. Called to the bullpen. We'll introduce the next pitcher when we return. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. And now, we'll be right back on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. 149 or order online at Donatos.com.
The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
Thomas Cesaro pulled after 91 pitches. He goes 8 2/3 of an innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned, no walks and 6 strikeouts. The Don Iman Player of the Game We'll get him for the post-game coverage right after this game ends. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. 1 run is already in, and the new man on the mound is Colin Sells as he gets Brody Mariotti swinging, and taking second base on the defensive indifference is Wayne Wickman. So Wickman had the RBI single that knocked out Cesaro from this game, as the 0-1's delivered from Sells, swung on and lined foul out of play. But for Cesaro, just unbelievable outing. Thought he might get a chance with 91 pitches thrown, but will not pitch to Mariotti as Colin Sells is on the mound out of Ohio University in Lancaster, Ohio. So he gets Brody Mariotti swinging, and it's a strikeout. As it was 0-2 count, put it in the books. The Southern Ohio Copperheads pick up their first win at home this season. The Copperheads, 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Richmond Jazz, 1 run on 5 hits, 2 errors. Colin Sells closes the door after Cesaro goes 8 2/3 of an inning, only allowing 5 hits, and got 6 strikeouts. It'll be Cesaro and Coach Austin Dunphy on the post-game coverage right here, so keep it here right after the game. For Joey Medora, this is Connor Mills. We'll see you in the post-game right after this on the Southern Ohio Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
All right, so we're here with head coach Austin Dunphy, after the Copperheads pick up their first home win on the season, 9-1 against the Richmond Jazz. Coach, you guys scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th yesterday in kind of a blowout game. Do you think some of that had some carryover into this ball game tonight?
Maybe a little bit, but one of the things about baseball when you're playing 6 days in a row, and it's one of the things I tell the guys after a blowout, quote-unquote blowout from last night, it just wasn't a pretty game, but you have to have short memory. The beautiful thing about this game is there's always tomorrow.
Right.
Whether you win or lose, you gotta strap it on and go play again the next day. So we had a little bit of unluck yesterday, for lack of a better term. It just didn't go our way, and then today those guys bounced back like their hair was on fire. So I couldn't be more proud of our guys bouncing back like that, playing the way they did today. It was a good ball game all the way around.
Right. So talking about Thomas Cesaro a little bit, I mean, obviously you guys are a little thin at pitcher right now, as you mentioned a few times so far. So how big is it when you get a starter that goes into the 9th inning?
Oh, man, it's huge, and I can't say enough about Thomas. I came over to him in the 7th inning. His pitch count was right around 70, and I hadn't said a word yet. And he's like, Coach, I got another one. I was like, I just want to see how you feel, man. And then going into the 9th, 9-0, you get a chance to throw a CG shutout, your first start of the year. Thomas is a returning guy who's been a Bulldog here the last 2 years. He's a competitor, and it's one of those things where you'd love to see him get that shutout. It didn't go his way, but man, he's a competitor out there, and I'm glad he's on our team.
Right. Obviously very efficient, only throwing 91 pitches. Now, talk about Daniel Cruz a little bit. He comes in today.
Yeah.
And automatically makes a contribution, 2 hits, 2 RBIs.
All right. We just got him yesterday. As a matter of fact, he flew in to Columbus. He's an infielder from Marshall University down the river, but he's from Miami, Florida. He flew up here yesterday, got here in the middle of the ball game yesterday, and I wanted to throw him out there at shortstop and see what he could do, and, man, he helped us out a lot. So I hope that continues the rest of the summer. He's a pretty good ball player too. Plays hard, as people here that were able to watch could tell. Tracked down that fly ball in shallow left field, almost took out our left fielder, which scared me a little bit. But man, he'll go after it. So seeing him one day, I hope that type of stuff continues. He's a good ball player.
So you pick up your first win at home as manager of the team. Talk about playing in this atmosphere here in Athens. I mean, not a lot of summer teams can say they got fans like the Copperheads.
No, and one of the things I tell guys who are coming in here who haven't played here yet, it's like a minor league baseball feel. It's not quite the big leagues, but you get the family atmosphere. There's a lot of stuff going on. Fans always come to the games. And the Athens community and surrounding area, they love this ball team, and it shows. And they come out in droves and hoot and holler, and it makes it fun. So when you get out there, yesterday they might have felt a little bit of pressure because a lot of these guys haven't played in front of a crowd like this before. But I think they got that out of the way a little bit, and then it turns into a fun thing for them to do, and they joke around a little bit, and then they start to loosen up and begin to interact with the community, and people know each other, and it's fun. You go downtown, or uptown, I guess you call it here in Athens. You go uptown, and people recognize you. So it's almost like you're a small celebrity for a couple months.
Right,
so it's fun.
All right, thanks, Coach. Coach Austin Dunphy, fresh off the Copperheads' 9-1 win over the Richmond Jazz in Game 2 of the series, forcing the rubber match tomorrow, Sunday. When we come back, Connor Mills will be interviewing Dan Iman, player of the game, Thomas Cesaro. So stay tuned. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Welcome back into the post-game coverage here with the Don Inman player of the game, Thomas Cesaro. Thomas, congratulations. Hell of a performance. 8 2/3 innings pitched. What went into your preparation coming into today's game?
I just wanted to fill up the zone and try to speed up this game as quick as possible, considering yesterday we sat at the ballpark for a very, very long time.
And talking about yesterday's game, it wasn't – today's game was just lopsided. It was Copperheads all the way. Yesterday's game – it was close for a little while, and then the wheels kind of fell off. How did you guys bounce back from yesterday and turn that into the domination today?
I mean, it's just a whole new game. We went out there, just cleared our minds from yesterday's game. Brand new start for today, and just went out there and did what we could do and not worried about yesterday's loss at all.
And going through the game, you had back-to-back couple in the game, 1, 2, 3 innings. Just what kind of pitches were you throwing in there to kind of take them off balance?
We're just mainly going, we never really doubled up on pitches. We were going fastball away, fastball in, sliders a lot, and then change-ups to lefties. Scott Combs called a really good game. I never shook off because I have trust in him. Been the catcher for 2 years here, so.
And how big is that knowing that you two are rekindled as battery mates?
Oh, he's one of my best friends, so I trust him with everything. So that is.
Congratulations on the Diamond Player of the game, Thomas. I look forward to seeing you up here many more times.
Thank you. Love you, Mom. Thanks for watching.
Hope you're watching, Mom. That does it for the post-game coverage right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Thanks for tuning in. For Joey Medor, Austin Dunphy, and Thomas Cesaro, I'm Connor Mills, signing off. We'll see you tomorrow.